Hello everyone, this is CRH Films, and this is the third episode of the second season of the series, The Last of Us. After the zombie invasion and the revenge squad, Jackson is slowly returning to normal life, but Ellie has only one thing on her mind.
Take cover!
3 months pass, and Jackson gradually recovers after the tragedy. Ellie, who spent this entire period in a hospital bed, finally returns to her home. There, she discovers a box left by her Uncle Tommy, containing Joel's watch and revolver. Coming to the logical conclusion that with a revolver like that, any timepiece could easily be borrowed, she takes the weapon for herself. Soon, Dina visits her, deciding to reveal the secret she has been keeping all this time. She informs Ellie that she knows who is behind Joel's murder and where to find them. It's Abby's group, former members of the Fireflies, who are now part of a militaristic faction, the WLF, known as the Washington Liberation Front, or simply the Wolves. Since no one else has mentioned them, I think we can handle them, Dina suggests. The friends head to Tommy with a proposal to equip a punitive expedition of 16 fighters acting on the principle of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, until everyone is blind and toothless. Their uncle explains that such a serious step requires the approval of the entire council, but he is personally ready to support his niece. That same evening, Jesse strongly advises Ellie to carefully prepare a speech for the council, as this is a serious matter. The next day, a meeting is held where the townspeople express their views. Some consider the idea of wasting valuable resources on a vendetta to be impractical. Others are convinced that leaving such a brutal attack unanswered could lead to even worse consequences in the future. "So what now? Are we just going to let anyone who wants to piss on us?" a voice shouts from the crowd. Ellie herself, reading her text from a sheet of paper, appeals not to the feeling of revenge, but to the need to establish justice in the name of all of Jackson. After long debates, the council proceeds to a vote. The verdict is relentless, 8 votes to 3. The deployment of 16 experienced fighters under the current circumstances is deemed an excessive luxury that the community cannot afford. Unwilling to accept the decision, Ellie begins to gather weapons and supplies for a solo journey that evening. At that moment, Dina knocks on the door, having arrived with a ready plan for the route, equipment, and provisions. After discussing the details, the girls agree to meet secretly at the gates in the middle of the night. Under the cover of darkness, Ellie is already waiting at the agreed spot. Soon, Dina appears with horses, and not alone, but in the company of an old man who also seeks retribution. He hands Ellie his rifle, saying it's much better. The girls, taking advantage of a moment when the patrol is looking away, both mount one horse and disappear into the darkness, leaving the safety of Jackson behind. At dawn, they stop at the cemetery where Joel rests. In the first rays of the sun, Ellie says goodbye to her adopted father. After that, she and Dina set course to Seattle, choosing a path through the wilderness to avoid roads and large settlements. For several days, they travel through picturesque landscapes until they stumble on the signs of a brutal massacre on a trail. Unknown assailants have killed an entire group of religious fanatics, not even sparing the children. Suspecting that this could be the work of Abby's wolves, the friends continue their journey. Soon, they come out onto an abandoned highway, cluttered with the remains of rusted cars. Before their eyes, the panorama of a giant metropolis unfolds. Nature is gradually reclaiming its territory, turning concrete jungles into ruins. The girls note with relief that it's quiet, and no one is shooting. Not yet, knowing that at the other end of the city, a heavily armored WLF convoy is already on the move. And on that note, the third episode ends.